there's a saying that goes, before you take on something, right, count the cost, right? Consider the cost before you take it on, right? So that you know what you're getting yourself into. Um, had a moment of clarity in that the life that I'm trying to build is going to require an obsession level of commitment, like obsession level commitment. You know, when you're trying to fundamentally just completely change the look of your life, like you are doing not just a renovation, but you're literally demolishing everything. So you're building from the ground up again. Sure, there may be certain things that you're going to keep, but you're literally trying to change your life to the extent that it's going to be almost unrecognizable. And it dawned on me, for that to happen, for you to change who you are, for me to change who I am, I'm going to literally have to go down to the foundation. And I'm going to have to put in an obsession level amount of work. Like, I have to be obsessed about wanting my life to look the way that I want it to look like. And then it dawned on me that for that to happen, if you've ever seen anybody that's obsessed with something, like when you are truly obsessed, there's collateral. Like, there's going to be collateral. You're going to lose things and people just purely because of the way that you're moving right now. Your conversations are going to change. The things that are important to you are going to change. The things that you subscribe to are going to change. The ideologies that you subscribe to are going to change. That means most of the time that you're going to lose the people that you used to vibe with or used to move in a certain direction with, because you've not changed. You're literally you're changing the fundamentals of who you are. It really dawned on me that for the kind of change that we all seek, the one that gives us the life that we want, the price is heavy. It requires obsession. It's never going to be on an even keel. You're never going to do it, manage the change. It's never going to be this is going to be a steady thing. It's going to be well managed. Everybody's going to come out of this. I'm going to have everybody that's I started out with or that was with me in the previous life, they're all still going to be here. And it's not like you're trying to be an asshole, right? And excuse my French, but you're not trying to be difficult and trying to lose people, but you just realize that when the vision changes, the circle might change. The thinking patterns are going to change. Oh, they're definitely going to change. You can't think the same and then have a different life, right? It really dawned on me that there will be collateral, and it's not on purpose, but you're making a complete overhaul of your life. You're going to lose some things. You're going to lose some people. Some relationships might have to be on the back burner for a little bit. You might have to park them for a little bit, and that's okay. I really advocate for people falling off the grid for a little bit in order for them to make the changes that they need to make, because sometimes the change is never going to be pretty. It's going to be messy because you're figuring things out. As you're changing yourself, you're figuring out what works for you. There were things that you used to do that used to be okay with, but for the life that you want, new rules apply. And your changing of rules may put you at odds with certain people, and that's okay. Like, there's one of my favorite artists, right, Meek Mill. There's a song, I think it's Early Mornings, and he speaks about I can show you how to turn your man to a boss and turn your car to a Benz, but it'll cost you your friends. And I remember him saying those lines, and I thought, jeepers, man, it really hit home that when somebody really changes, and they always get hit with the famous words, oh, you've changed. And you're thinking, I didn't work this hard to stay the same. I'm trying to have a specific type of life. Like, when you get deliberate about the kind of life that you want, like, I'm like, I don't want this life anymore. Have you ever actually woken up sometimes and think to yourself, is this as good as it gets? Like, is this it? And if this is it, can I live with this being it? I think a lot of us fall into complacency. It's easier to complain than to make changes, right? Like, it's easier to complain than to make changes. Like, I'm going to complain, and it kind of gives you a cathartic experience, and it feels good for that moment. And then you wake up the next morning, and the same stuff is still there, the same problems, the same challenges, the same people for some of you. Are you willing to make that change? And if you're gonna make that change, you need to realize that it's going to come. It's going to require you to be obsessed. Like, it's going to be lopsided. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be, well contained. No, it's not. You're literally hacking away at your old life so that you can make room for the new life. It really dawned on me this morning that, yikes, the life that I want is so fundamentally different to what I have right now that it's going to require me to be obsessed. Every single day when I make these videos, that's me breaking out of my norm, which is not making videos. Like, I'm switching. I used to not make videos like these on YouTube, and now I'm on YouTube, and I realized over the weekend that if I'm going to make the change that I want to make, like, I want to live the kind of life where I'm not tied to a specific location for income, right? I want to be able to make income sitting on a beach in Bali on a Tuesday afternoon. I always tell people that's one of the dreams. Standing on a random Tuesday afternoon on a beach in Bali with a drink in hand and thinking, I'm here because I want to be here, and I'm here exactly when I want to be here. Like, when you ask yourself, think back to when you were a kid, is this the life you imagined? And if this is the only life that you have, the current life that you have right now, are you okay with living that life? Are you okay with what you have right now? And if you're not, what are you going to do about it? Because I can certainly tell you that it's not okay for you to stay there, because all it does is generate complacency, and complacency at some point becomes stress, and stress usually becomes then sickness. You're literally going to stress yourself to a disease, and sometimes even to death, literally. And I don't know if I can live with that. I don't know if I can live that life. A life of not being the life that I want. Like, imagine you didn't get it. Imagine at the end of your life you died and they're like, I didn't get the life I want. I didn't give myself. Never mind that not getting, I didn't give myself the life that I want. You're going to have to be obsessed. You're going to upset a lot of people, and that's okay. You need to make peace with that. That I'm going to I'm gonna upset quite a few people. Some people are not gonna get you. Some of your convictions are going to change. That means that your circles are going to change. Are you willing to pay that price? Are you willing to pay the price so that you and yours can be okay, can live well? I think some of us are costing or are living a certain type of life at the expense of the people that actually truly matter to us. But some of us are just trying to impress people who really don't like us. They really don't like us. They really don't care. Like, if you drop dead tomorrow morning, they'll be like, oh, that's terrible, but they're not going to be touched. And you're trying to impress those people. Stay in line with those people. Stay friends with those people. Stay close to those people. I imagine, for instance, right, the closest person to me right now is my mother. I'd love for her to have a beautiful life. Like, she's been working her entire life. Her entire life, the mom has been grinding one way. I'd love for her just to chill out. It would be interesting because I know that she does not know what it is just to relax. I'm teaching her to relax, by the way. I've just introduced her to series. It's quite interesting watching her get used to series and just spending downtime. I want more of that for her. But that means that somebody has to take up the financial burden, and I want that. Because I get a kick out of seeing her relax and not worrying about stuff. But for me to have the kind of life that allows me to be able to take care of her to that extent, the change has to be so drastic that I have to be obsessed about it. Like, I know that there are going to be certain relationships that are going to be lost, but I also know that there are people that the kind of people that understand would be the kind of people that are also on their journey of trying to make drastic changes like that. It's only the ones that are running in their own lane, that are running their own race, like obsessively, that can understand you. Like, athletes understand athletes. We may never understand athletes. You may be trying to quit sugar and people don't understand it, but the ones who understand why you're doing it and they're also on that journey, they'll get you. I think it's time we make peace with the fact that we may have to find new tribes, and those tribes are the people that are doing the same thing that we're doing or living with the same mindset that we're living in. instead of trying to melt, trying to merge with everybody, trying to melt into everybody, trying to be around everybody. You may not have that luxury. Unfortunately, the kind of life, if you're wishing for the kind of life, or you're pushing for the kind of life, we don't wish, we push, right? For the kind of life that you want, you're going to have to change tribes. I have to change tribes. There are people that I'm going to leave behind. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. Don't get me wrong. I'm not out here trying to lose some of y'all for the sake of losing you. But I know that there are going to be people that the way that I'm living is just not going to correspond with who they are. It's not going to coincide with their way of thinking, with their way of approaching life. And I'm okay with that. I'm willing to pay that price. Because I know why I'm doing it. I know what I'm pushing for. I know the kind of life that I want to live. And it is so different to what I have right now. There are things I want to give myself. Besides doing things for my parents, right? Because it's just me now. There are things that I want to give myself. I want to travel. I want to live really well. Eat well. I honestly believe that I was not exposed to some of the beautiful experiences that I've been exposed to in this life for the thrill of it. No. That's a taster. Like, you're being given a clue as to, hey, listen, you've got an appetite for that. But you're going to need to work. You're going to need to work. So, excuse that. That was a message coming in. But I have developed an appetite for certain things. And it's going to require me to have a whole different life, a whole different level of different set of rules, different mindset, and I'm willing to pay the price, and I'm willing to become obsessed with it. These videos are my thing. These are my babies. This is my baby. These videos are going to literally be my baby. I will sacrifice what I need to sacrifice to keep making them, because they bring purpose, they bring fulfillment. And right now, they give me that, and I'm going to be committed to them. Obsession level commitment. Obsession. You're not going to be nice about it. It's not, oh, let's try it, or when I feel like it. No, I'm obsessed about it.